Derek Carr is
good
never,
though, man. I wish DeMarcus Russell nothing but the best. All hard feelings are gone, and it's all just jokes now. Even though my team's still shitty as the day he walked in the building, but
Derek Carr has never won in Kansas City. JaMarcus Russell did.
With that, Marshawn Lynch was also on that pick in that draft. Patrick Willis.
Yeah, 11th overall pick.
Darrelle Revis.
Told you.
Reggie Nelson. Dwayne Bowe.
Yep.
John Beason.
That was a great first round.
Anthony Spencer.
And the Raiders missed out.
Robert Meacham. Greg Olson. Paul Puslewski.
But shout out to Olsen for signing on with the Seattle Seahawks for a 1-year, $7 million deal.
Adam Carricker.
He was a bust.
Omobi
Okoye, he was a bust.
Yeah, he was. All right. Next up, we got...
Who was the 5th overall pick in that draft?
I don't know. I moved on. I closed the tab.
Have you moved on, though?
Anyways. With that, Taysom Hill said he's a starting quarterback. The media compared him to Lamar Jackson. Do you got a take or a tangent on that?
First off, Lamar was actually great in college. Like, they pick one white boy who's fast.
Take that for data.
And athletic. I want to compare him. They compare like the worst dude you could compare to an MVP level quarterback. First off, Taysom Hill, as Lil Wayne once said, "We are not the same. I'm a Martian." Lamar Jackson is just different. Taysom Hill is a created Madden player who isn't really good at the one thing he's supposed to be good at, and that's being a quarterback. And he's almost 30, and he wasn't even that good at BYU. Like, really? And if Taysom Hill was black, they would laugh him out the room for saying he wanted to be a quarterback. But because he's white, if Lamar Jackson was white, he'd be God. Like, that's how they would promote him. He would be God. But because he's black, and that's an insult to every person who says Taysom Hill could be a starting quarterback because Lamar Jackson did it. You realize you're showing your subtle racism, right? Oh, just because the black dude's really athletic and he couldn't have possibly done it on intelligence and, his fucking ability. Oh, he's athletic, so because Taysom Hill's white and he's athletic, even though he has like a million injuries dating back to college. Yeah, he could totally do the one thing that he never even did in college that Lamar did.
My biggest take on it is
trash. Fuck y'all.
We're acting like Lamar Jackson is a rule and not the exception because he's an exception. We're acting like this, like him coming out of the draft was such a clear-cut hit because it wasn't. Like, the pick wasn't even that popular. He was, the third quarterback taken in his class? Like,
32nd overall pick in the draft, last one in the green room.
No one knew where he was going to go. No one knew if he was going to be a fit. So
what he was going to turn into.
So let's not pretend like, okay, all of a sudden this is a new wave and this is something that can easily be repeated. If really Lamar Jackson is just a great player and a great person who landed in the right situation and everything else just kind of fell into place. So I just don't want to discount all that by just saying this could easily be replicated by anybody who's been a backup quarterback to another aging white pocket passer who won one Super Bowl. And not that I'm equating Drew Brees to Joe Flacco, but you get my point.
Damn, I see what you did there.
Last for this segment, Darius Leonard said he felt disrespected by not even being included in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. Do you got a take or a tangent on that?
He's right. Like 120 plus tackles, 5 interceptions, 5 picks. He only had 2 less interceptions
on a down year.
In a down year, he had a better rookie season than he did his second year, and he literally had a better all-around game. Shout out to Obi for calling HBCU players. But yeah, Darius Leonard got hosed. Don't say a cornerback is Defensive Player of the Year when he was on the best defense in the league. That's what I think a lot of these awards are becoming, and I don't like it.
So the NBA. So it's becoming the NBA awards.
You're like, I wouldn't have said Michael Thomas was the best offensive player of the year.
He broke the receiving record.
He's a high volume catcher. Like,
nah, I don't agree with that.
If you don't give him a bunch of catches, he's not.
I don't agree with that.
Breaking the record like that.
I don't agree with that.
He was like the only target for them.
You.
What's more impressive? What Christian McCaffrey did? Or?
Nah, stop it. Stop it. We're not gonna shit on this man, Michael Thomas.
I'm not shitting on Michael Thomas.
Yeah, you are. You're acting like he hasn't been the most productive receiver since he literally came into the league.
He's been the most physically dominant receiver since he came into the league. But Christian McCaffrey had 1,000 and 1,000.
Tell that to San Francisco.
Tell that to the Vikings.
I don't know what stats he had versus the Vikings. Are you talking about Michael Thomas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but all I know is Christian McCaffrey got locked up by the 49ers. All I know is they went through 2 quarterbacks. All I know is they got a coach fired. All I know is they didn't make the playoffs. All I know is they're going through an ownership change. So sorry, Keith, but
Cam Newton looks great working out. He's on Instagram. He has a video. It looks like he lost a lot of weight. And he's rehabbing that foot. So good luck to Cam Newton and that Basquiat hairstyle.
For touchdowns or turnover, let's try to make this one quick. Colin Kaepernick announced last week that he's releasing his own memoir through his own publishing company. Is that a touchdown or is that a turnover?
The part that it's a touchdown, but he's also doing it for like other touchdown. Yeah, I don't want to hear that drop again until Tom. I don't want to hear that drop again until Tom Flores and Jim Plunkett in the Hall of Fame. Please don't play that again. There's a special place in hell for people like you, Pete.
All right, so
I'll save you a sweet.
You're saying it's a touchdown because of why?
Because he is also lending out his publishing company to other aspiring artists too. So
that's cool. I didn't know that.
That's cool. Yeah, he's not just for him. But
that takes my stance away from it. Then
it says that like he's doing it for other. I don't like using the word minorities, but
yeah, I get it.
Other non-white people. That's pretty much what it is because white people aren't a minority.
I get it.
Statistically, men or women, neither of them are minorities. But whatever.
Next up, Everson Griffin voided the final 3 years of his contract, which I really didn't understand, but he was at a cap hit of about $14 million at age 32 years old. He had 7 sacks last year across from Danielle Hunter. Yeah, so the Vikings are expected to go after him potentially at a lower price, but as those things usually work out, it probably won't happen. So is that a touchdown or a turnover for Griffin that he's a free agent?
Touchdown, because honestly, I think his time has just been up there. He hasn't had a 10-sack season in, a couple of years?
Yeah. And
then the whole mental illness breakdown situation he had.
Yeah.
And it might just be time. Like, you got him, you got Xavier Rhodes not playing well.
That's why I'm going to say it's a turnover because
it's time to kind of just clean house.
Yeah, the timing just feels weird. Because I feel like, if anything, like, I think he voided his contract, so I thought that was kind of weird. But
I mean, he's going to retire, or he wants just out, and I can't really blame him for either.
But yeah, I think there's a lot. He'd have a number of suitors anywhere he go, just because he's a quality 4-3 end,
and he could probably play some outside linebacker because he's freakishly athletic. He ran a 4.5 coming out of USC.
They connected him to Seattle already.
At 270.
Obviously, Pete Carroll connections. So
shout out to Rasheem Green, who the Raiders passed on. Already better than Clarence Farrell, but never mind.
In other news, Drew Brees is officially back. He took to Instagram to announce he is returning. Is that a touchdown or a turnover for the Saints, who now have 3 quarterbacks that they have to decide the future of?
Nah, Bridgewater's gone. Taysom Hill has to be the backup. And when he throws a pick and loses y'all a game, I don't want to hear anything about how. I just don't want to hear it.
So is that a touchdown or a turnover that Brees is back for the Saints?
It's a touchdown, but Bridgewater's gone. He's probably going to get a bag.
And for that reason, I'm going to say it's a turnover because
well, if he doesn't come
as
back,
great as Drew Brees is, what do you got, another year, another 2 years of him? Yeah. And there's a lot of people who have already been saying he's been declining for a few years. So you essentially
has a good touchdown to interception ratio.
You essentially had the ear to the throne being groomed, and now you're going to miss out on that window. A la kind of what happened with Jimmy G, but we'll see how it works out. I think it'll be good for Teddy Bridgewater to be a starter again, to get an opportunity somewhere else. So I'm not mad at him for leaving, but yeah, I think as you're saying, I think Hill's a restricted free agent, so I think they have his rights to bring him back. That plus whatever money Breeze is going to command, it's just going to be too much for a team that already has its cap limitations and a young defense that they got to start giving contracts to. So I'm not sure they can lock up $30 million to Breeze and another 10, 15, 20 to Bridgewater. So it's a turnover. Next up, Greg Olsen goes to the Seattle Seahawks on a $7 million deal. Is that a touchdown or is that a turnover?
Touchdown. He can still play, and he just makes Seattle even more dangerous now. Because he gets healthy. I think he has about 2
I don't know, man.
2 years left.
I don't know, man. Some part of me feels like tight ends go to Seattle to die
but
just because of Jimmy Graham.
Nah, but like Greg Olsen has been a beast his whole career.
Yeah.
Once he left Chicago and left Mike Martz.
I get that for sure.
He's actually a great blocker.
He has been. He's a great player. He's one of my favorite players, but I just don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know how he's going to look there. And
he's going to be wide open over the middle of the field.
And with him and Russell Wilson already taking cornball selfies, predicting where they can foreshadowing that they would end up playing together, I'm good. Besides, Olsen's has had injuries here and there. He's made his money. How old is he? He's got to be in his late 30s, right? So
early 30s. He was an XFL announcer.
I'm sure he has plenty of things going on for him. I don't know, man. And also,
I'd say it's going to be a win. It's a touchdown.
It's probably also an indicator that Cam is definitely not coming back.
Yeah, everybody's leaving. Kuechly left. That'd be funny if Norman went back to Carolina.
All right. AP, a.k.a. AD, a.k.a. your boy, a.k.a. one of the best freshman running backs in Oklahoma and college football history.
Arguably the greatest freshman running back in college
football history. Arguably one of the greatest talents ever. The best comeback story we've ever known. And also, never mind.
Not the best comeback
story. I'm not going to say the back end of the statement.
You're not going to give a backhanded compliment?
Yeah.
You're not going to strong arm your way into a...
Even though AD to me is like Big Ben to you.
What? Because he beat his kids? But he never raped a woman or sexually assaulted.
No, but I'm just saying in terms of like how you always got to bring up the asterisks.
He beat his kid's ass. Did your parents beat your ass as a kid?
No, he didn't.
Oh, that's why
they never broke my arm. They never.
I'm pretty good. Dad ain't Adrian Peterson either.
They never beat me to the point of having bruises and gashes all over my back and being unconscious.
That's a cultural thing. Like if your parents beat your ass like that.
I know plenty of people who with parents from the South who are black who.
I didn't say a racial thing. I said a cultural thing. I know
that's what I'm saying.
I know Mexican people.
Black is a culture.
No, that's racial.
Race is part of culture.
Yeah, but I know white kids who've gotten their ass.
But that's what I'm saying is I know people who've gotten their ass beat.
That's an old school mindset.
Nah, that's an excuse.
That's an old school
That's
mindset
an
of
excuse.
beating your kids. Like
No,
that,